guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Game, and it's something down toward the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Roads Yet Traveled, Marruk's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. As I find myself drinking the dregs of my soup, I see Marruk on his monitor, just relaxedly scrolling through some screens. I've yet to thank him for this, or talk to him at all since we got here, actually. At this point, I'm almost afraid to break the silence. Ooh. He stretches and looks back at the window, not longingly as I have, but with the same stoic expression that he always holds. I'll also assume he's just thinking. Starlight highlights his short fur, almost glistening around the edges of his uniform. I try not to stare, but I can't help it. I really do need to thank him. Hey, Marruk? Thank you. Heh, that's about right. We continue to sit as the minutes roll by. The food runs dry, and I get everything back on the tray. Still, neither of us make a move to leave. I trust Marruk to keep track of the time. Not like I could, anyways. I'd hate to imagine Doc coming back to an empty lab and panicking. Eventually, he does get up, and without so much as a word, he nods his head in the right direction, and I follow. I'd caution one last glance outside, but it would just make it harder to leave. We see a few Karain on the way back, but none as bold as to approach us or even do much of anything, really. Maybe they'll just get used to it. Seeing me walking around the station. As we get to the door, Marruk swipes me in, but makes no move to follow. Not gonna wait for Doc? Nah, I have better things to do than wait for him all day. No, I've got to get back to work. That thing come up? Well, thanks again for lunch. And, I won't tell Marrowyn if you don't. Oh, by the eye, Rias, do not tell Marrowyn. I won't hear the end of it for months if you do. Okay, I won't. He nods and turns away without so much as another word, but it's okay. He has places to be, as do I. Heading back inside it's still cold, but at least I have my clothes on now. Seeing as there's nothing better to do and Doc still isn't back, I snoop around to see what I can see. The drawers are all fully stocked, everything is pristine, wrapped in plastic and perfectly organized. It seems a bit excessive, but I don't suppose Doc got his title by being lazy. Checking out the monitor he was working on earlier reveals a series of screens I still can't read and even more incomprehensible charts and images. I didn't expect much, but it's still fairly disappointing. Just another layer of separation and confusion between us. I sigh and resign myself to just sitting in my chair to wait. But not before messing up some things on his desk. For science, of course. I'm curious if he really does have a place for everything. I could ask him, of course, but this just feels more fun. Okay. Time crawls to a slog waiting for Marrowyn to come back from wherever he went. I even ended up napping for a bit on the examination table. I hope he's okay. I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but I can't imagine anything that takes this long is really easy. Especially if it involves the chief. Probably something about the experiment or whatever he's got going on. I wonder if they're ever going to tell me about that anyway. I get that it's under wraps right now, but who can I tell? I guess anyone with a neural. Although, if an alien came up to me and told me my boss was working on some crazy big science experiment right under my nose, I'm not sure I'd believe them. Man, I would kill for something to make sense these days. I way overestimated how fast things would be normal here. Even after everyone told me that it wouldn't be easy, I just ignored them. Still, I'll figure it out. I have to. Okay, I've had enough. Picking a random book on the shelf, I start to flip through to see if I can find anything interesting. I think I picked one about, I think it's about general medical practices, but there's a lot more graphs and charts than images. And the few images there depict tools more than anything. The next book proves equally boring as it seems to be a dictionary? Or maybe a glossary of medical terms. Either way, no pictures. I can't even reach the rest of the books unless I were to pull a stool over the stand on. Which, while tempting, I'd hate for Marrow to find out I hurt myself trying something stupid. I can think of many embarrassing ways to die here, but that's definitely up there. Resigned to the 2 books I have now, I try my best to find any similar words or phrases. I might have figured out the Korean word for forceps. I'll be sure to bring that up in casual conversation. Oh my, Doc, you have such nice forceps. I'm sure they're made with the strongest EM steel. Yeah, let's try to find something better. After trying to match a few more words with what limited images I have, I think I've figured out a few more words. Nothing useful in day-to-day life, or even useful at all since I don't know what the words sound like, but just how to read them. Well, what is reading besides pattern recognition? Putting the books down, I walk back to the monitor to try and check the time. Although, halfway there, I realize they still haven't told me how to read the time here, so I'm not sure what I can figure out myself. But at this point, my appointment with Doc has been delayed for sure. It's fine, we have time. All the time in the world, I guess. Worlds? I hope time works differently here. Not in the sense that the days are longer, but maybe slower? Like, maybe I can go home and only have been missing for a day or two. Maybe my family won't have to worry about me. I mean, I am safe after all. Like, I shouldn't be thinking about this right now. It's not good for me. Creeping up to the door, I don't hear any footsteps, so I step closer, and to my surprise, it opens. Taking a look around, the hallways are empty again. Just flickering lights and dull white paint. I don't think I should step outside. I'm unsure if I can get back in or not without a keycard. And I really don't think Doc would be happy to see me just stuck in the hallway. But he better leave me with some form of entertainment next time if he's gonna take this long. I mean, I know I was just in my cell for like a week, but this still sucks. Surely they understand that I need some kind of enrichment. Maybe I should make it more obvious. If they could even give me my phone back, I'd be happy. I shouldn't get mad at him, it's not his fault. I'm not mad at anyone really, just the situation, I guess. All I want is some help. From outside the door, I hear some hurried thumps as someone approaches. Finally! I return to the seat I had before he left and wait for him to come to me. No reason to get an automatic door for someone. By the heart, I'm sorry that took so long. It was just one thing after another before I knew it. Doc, it's okay. Is everything alright with the professor? Oh, yes, he just needed help with some things and... It's a lot. Sorry I was gone for so long, though. Did Marruk stay with you? No? I mean, he was here for lunch, but he had things to do as well. Have you just been here by yourself, then? Oh, Rias, I'm so sorry. You don't have to apologize, Marrowyn. It's not your fault. Well, no, but... I'll try to see to it that doesn't happen again. Perhaps next time I'll see if you can come with me. Come with you? Yes, I really didn't go that far, just a few floors down. And I don't see why not. You could stay safe in Professor Sinnoh's office just as well as mine. It might be interesting. If anything, I can use it as an excuse to see more of this place. If he doesn't mind. He'll be fine. He's got room. Besides, I think you'll like it. I'm not sure what that means, but it's exciting to hear I might be able to see some cool places sooner. A big goofy grin appears on his muzzle and he finally settles into the room. He quickly checks his monitor and reviews what little data we had gotten earlier. He also either didn't notice that I moved some things around or simply doesn't care. I'll assume the former for now. I'm still sorry for my absence though, Rias. I should be free to share dinner with you. If you would like. Yeah, sure. Sure thing, Marrowyn. You sure you'll be free? Yes, I promise. My schedule isn't normally so hectic. I feel I may be to blame for some of that, although it seems Tyr has been running ragged as well. Right back to it, I suppose. Now, where were we? Hey, Marrow, if you don't mind, can we just talk for a bit before continuing? Talk? Yeah. Listen, I know everything we're doing here is really important, and it's all for my benefit as well, but I'm still having a hard time dealing with everything. I was curious if we could maybe go a bit slower? It takes a few seconds for the neural to translate my sentence as Marrow's expression remains unchanging. Either that or Doc is having a hard time understanding what I just said. Eventually, though, his expression tells me enough. Oh, of course, Rias. We can go as slow as we need to. Let me just... He puts down some documents and pulls over another stool to sit next to me, while still keeping a decent distance between us. Is he afraid to sit next to me now? He was so confident on that little bench in the cell. Maybe it's easier when I'm just some helpless thing that can't communicate. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing his seating choices. Rias? Right. Sorry, I think I just... I didn't believe everyone when they said that things would still be hard when I got out of the cell. It's barely even been a day and I still feel trapped. I mean, I can't even leave a room without assistance. So that's the so what's the difference? Even being left alone just now was scared of something happening. He remained silent, either allowing me to continue or unable to offer any guidance. And it's not your fault, nor is it Marruk's or Rune's or anyone's. But I don't know what to do. I don't want to just sit in my room all day. I want to be able to help you here. I want to be able to try and live a... It's okay, Rias. Please don't cry. Please don't. Fuck! I hadn't even noticed. He reaches out a paw for me, but the distance gets to us both, as he can only reach my knee. I'm okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I think it will just take some time. More silence. But this time I see ideas forming behind his eyes. Rias, if you need time, I'll make sure you can have it. I figured there would be challenges for you in the future. No matter how much I could be here for you. I just hoped that would not be so soon. I think time will help, but please, if you need something, just ask, as you did now. I do not expect the medical test to take that much of a toll on you, nor did I expect you to still feel so trapped and alone. But I do now. He doesn't understand. Has he ever truly understood what I've said? Marrowyn, I don't need you to stop the medical tests. I don't need you to not do your job. I think I just need a moment. I don't think he understands. I was right. But then again, I'm not sure I even know what I'm asking for, what I need. We sit in relative silence as my panting, which I hadn't even noticed I was doing, slowly returns to a softer breath. Still, silence persists. I might have worried Doc, but I think he's waiting for me to explain what I need. What he can do for me, if he can do anything, that is. Closing my eyes and focusing on my breathing, I steady myself against his desk. A subtle blue light from the ambience of the room even now shines through shut lids. He must think I've lost it, that the second I left the cell I fell apart. Maybe he's right, but I cannot tell why. I think I put so much emphasis on getting out that I lost myself in the reality of the day-to-day. I'm not free yet, but all this might just help me get there. I opened my eyes to see Doc sitting as still as always, but not with the expression I had thought he'd have. He does not appear to be worried, but is smiling. I'm sorry, Marrowyn. I underestimated what life would be like now. Almost nothing has happened, and yet... it got to me. He scooches his stool a bit closer and leans in on the desk. I understand that this may not be something that I can fix for you. Not right away, at least. But please, I can always listen. I think that when I stepped out of that cell, even though I knew nothing would change, I was still hoping that everything would change. That in a day or two I would be fine and life would be normal. Even though I have no idea what normal is anymore. And it's fine that it isn't. And I think I'm starting to realize that, but it took me a moment to internalize it. I think I just need time. And for some reason I did not think I would. Doc is still giving me a wavering smile, but I do feel as though I have worried him. His eyes dart all over me, inspecting every inch, perhaps seeing what I cannot. Eventually, however... Of course, Rias. I do worry about you. I'm sorry. But I also understand that you are capable of taking care of yourself. I think that meeting Marruk may help. And the sooner they are exposed to you, the better. But for now, all I can do is be here for you, if you are willing to talk. He smiles, and soon we both look away, to realize we were never in silence at all. A warm thrumming from all the machines in the room persists. Still, we sit. Almost a minute passes before Doc gets up. I watch him for a while as he silently updates the lab monitor. Rias? Yes, Doc? Would you like to go back to your room for the day? Perhaps just to rest. Excuse me. There was not much more work that could be done today anyways. No, Marrowyn, it's okay. I'd prefer to not be alone right now. May I ask what is left? Right, of course. Let me see. He continues scrolling before turning back to me. A non-invasive scan, much less intensive than the last. Then, no, we don't have time for that. Let's see. Perhaps I could take a few more samples for testing. Not blood, mind you, saliva would work just as well. Perhaps if there is a time after, I could try to find something else to teach you. Although I didn't have time to prepare anything formal, mind you. But it can wait if you are too tired. Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, I was unsure if you would want to sit here and listen to me just talk after today, or if you would rather rest. I could probably explain some more about the station to you if you were curious. If I was curious? Of course I'm curious, but I can understand how that might be a bit much considering Doc found me. That being said, I'm more than happy to learn more about this place. I know next to nothing about it right now. I think it would be great to learn more about the station. I know you're worried about me, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. I want to learn more about this place. I want to learn more about this place. It's the only way it will become normal for me. Finally, a genuine smile returns to his face. I still don't think he wholly understands what is wrong, but I know he cares, even if his worries can be misplaced. I'm glad, Rias, and I'll try to find more ways to make all this easier, I promise. Doc, I know. I trust you. Thank you, Rias. Oh, if you don't mind stepping over here. Oh, right. We walk over to an unassuming-looking machine with a few rings on it. Here we go. Just put your arm in here and I can begin to scan it. Was the scan earlier not enough? Oh, no, sorry, Rias. That was less accurate and more broad. I did get to see what your bones look like, though. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to take some time and inspect them more. Heh, go for it, Doc. Let me know if you find anything interesting. Oh, I will! You know, Doc is a giant dog, more or less. I wonder if he has the same proclivity to bones as dogs back home. Probably not. Hey, Doc, this is, the scan here. Yes, what of it? It's not gonna hurt, is it? Hurt? Oh, did that last scan hurt you? By the heart! You should have said something. No. I was uncomfortable. It didn't hurt. I was just nervous. Every other time I've given you my arm, well, you take blood from it, and that does hurt. It's just a bit. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Tresem Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to your ultimate tier anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!